Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're back in this month's event quest in the last chapter 3. This is 3.1 with the Domino boss. She has Foresight, Evasive Maneuvers, Light 'em Up, and Flux Dispersal. So Flux Dispersal, we all know, every time you hit them, they build up charges up to 20, and every charge they take reduced damage. If you build them up to 20, they take no damage from hits. So with that in mind, I brought in for this Domino, I brought in Guardian. Guardian is an excellent counter just in general for Domino because she tries to reduce his ability accuracy with her ability after the fight starts, and Guardian, if his ability accuracy is reduced, he will shock the opponent. So that will come into really good play here, because with the evasive maneuvers, when you knock her down with the heavy, which is how you reset the charges, and you can see like I have her up at 20 charges, taking no damage. I probably could have knocked her down. I was trying to build up some of Guardian's force field charges, and then I was gonna plan on knocking her down and trying to get an intercept and an L2 off within that window. Didn't quite work out as well as I had hoped, but I think here we go. I think we're gonna try to bait out her special, and then we're gonna knock her down. I do let some of those force field charges fall off. I get an intercept, I knock her down, and then she kind of goes passive, and I miss the Foresight Fury on that special too. So I thought it was going to be long enough. Probably can be, but it's a pretty tight window. But the one nice thing is when you knock her down with the heavy, which you have to do to basically do any meaningful damage that's outside of dot damage over time, is that when you knock her down, she gets these evade charges, and she has a 100% chance to evade unless she is shocked or incinerated. So the nice thing with Guardian is he's always has her in shock. I tried to go in for intercept there, miss. But yeah, so she's always shocked, so she cannot evade at all, even from her natural lucky abilities, because the evasive maneuvers node is going to shut that down because the shock is active, and yeah, she won't be able to evade. So Guardian is an excellent option. You know, you can get an intercept in here or there, knock her down with the heavy, get some good damage in, you're good to go. So pretty easy fight. You know, I did try to get an intercept in and I got hit, but was able to tank that. And yeah, so Guardian does the job. So if you have a Guardian, excellent. Really needs to be higher sig to deal with the energy damage that is considered energy damage from her crit fail, but yeah, he works great. So next up, I'm trying out something a little bit different. So Apocalypse is great for the quest. I brought in Captain America, and in this case for the synergy Storm, so that you can always have a prowess active for a mutant, which is really helpful for the quest. So you can not have to deal with like the shortened stun timers. But I'm going in with Storm. My Storm is unduped. She's only a rank 1 6-star, and to be honest, I don't even remember the last time I've used Storm outside of Arena. I don't think I've ever used Storm, even like 5-star or 4-star in anything meaningful. And I know that as a horseman, she can like keep stacking shocks with her heavies, and I thought that she would just get shocks with her heavy, and I found out that that is not right. But she can get a shock on the L1, and then here, this is where we want to do heavies, and we can stack those. But I let that shock fall off, and so that wasn't good. The timing was not good. Ideally, you know, playing this back, I want Domino to throw her special one, and then I throw mine, and then I keep the shock active with a heavy. So here we go. I throw the special one, but I don't get a shock on that one. So I'm like, okay, I don't, looking back, let me look up in Aunt May. I didn't really read into her abilities, but I don't know what the percentage chance is. And with Domino being Domino, she can fail that most likely. So special attack 1, 60% chance. Special attack 2, 70% chance. So there, we do get it on the third one, and now we're getting some shocks off. She cannot evade, so we want to heavy and make sure we get our parries in. Reparry if they don't land, and then just keep those shocks up. She won't be able to evade, and you actually get pretty decent damage in. I let some of those fall off because I wasn't able to get the heavies in, but my 6-star ranked 1 Storm, had I had a better game plan going into this and realized how I put the shocks on her and deal with that, could have gotten the solo. But you're gonna see, she's taken some pretty hefty crit fail damage every time I'm either parrying or I'm heavying, and while she's getting great damage up, I think I'm gonna let these fall off. Yeah, those fall off. I'm like, okay, great. So we're gonna hit her with a special 2. We don't get the shock, which is terrible because I'm like, look at my health. I don't have a lot left in the tank. But I am gonna be able to get one more shock off here. There we go. Special 1, go in, hit her once into the heavy, and we're getting those shocks stacked back up. But man, she keeps crit failing me. She keeps gaining power. I was unlucky. I didn't want to try to parry her while I was unlucky. And then look at that, like my health is not looking good. Another crit fail and just killed me. So I played a little bit better at the start. Definitely can solo if you have Storm ranked up. Definitely she can do the trick. So I'd go back in with my Sunspot and similar strategy, just parry heavy, suck back in those Incinerates, and he can do really well. His Incinerates will also bypass her evade chance, so you don't have to worry about that, and he gets the assist with no problem. And I think I used Sunspot a couple fights down the road to show how well he works. I think he was actually my fastest champ as far as taking her down. Granted, he is a rank 3. But next up, let's see, who do we use for this one? I think we use a Archangel, and we apply the Horseman. So we do have the Horseman ability active for this one, and I'm just banking on doing heavies and getting neuros up and reducing the ability accuracy to where I don't have to worry about her crit fails, don't have to worry about her evade or anything like that. So I think she does evade towards the start here. Even when I have a few neuros on, you do have to be a little bit careful with the heavy because the last hit of the heavy under a stun is going to be a little bit slow. So here she has 2 neuros on, and I think this is where she does evade. Yeah, so 2 neuros. Chances are unlikely that she'll have her abilities, but it's still a possibility. So just got to be aware of that. We knock her down with a big special 2. We're gonna block that, get some poison up, and then we're gonna just make sure we don't get evaded again. Wait for that to fall off. Now we got 5 neuros, so now it's game time. And while AA heavies with the Apocalypse Horseman ability, those neuros are paused when they're stunned, so you're gonna get a lot bigger uptime on that. And yeah, she's just melting away. Lots of neuros. and she does evade there, I do trigger that Horseman Unstoppable, but I think she had like 3 narrows and she still evaded. So yeah, just be aware of that. But AA takes her down very, very easily. Pretty simple fight to do. AA doing AA things with those neurotoxins, that damage is just awesome. And the one nice thing with that is the dot over time, damage over time stuff is not affected by Flux Dispersal. So next up, I think this is where I use Sunspot, and again I'm going in with Apocalypse to apply the Horseman synergy. Again, I do have Captain America on the team, and this time it's with Wolverine. It's Wolverine, Storm, or Beast. That gives an active prowess. Really, really helpful to have for the quest. The mutants that you use can just destroy each of the paths without any problems with that synergy active. So here we're going in with Sunspot. As long as she has an Incinerate on her, she cannot evade, and pretty much every time I hit her, she gets incinerated. So we're just good to kind of play pretty aggressive, heavy, spam the specials. You can see that I tried to hit her after all of those Incinerates fell off, and she still had the evade chart, so she will evade if that's the case. But as long as you keep hitting her, Incinerates, they do last a long time. Sunspot is a tank, he gets perfect block while the opponent is incinerated. But you can see I did a parry, and I took a little bit damage on that the hit before, which is kind of interesting. It's probably just Domino doing Domino things with crit failing that perfect block. But nevertheless, it was still pretty minimal. It was only like 100 or something. Yeah, we're gonna finish her off with a big L2. Pretty easy fight, quick. So Sunspot is an excellent option. The higher the sig, the more Incinerate debuffs you have to play with. You don't want to run out of those, otherwise Sunspot's abilities kind of just go out the window. His damage is pretty sad without those active. And then this 5th attempt, I'm going in with Apocalypse. So I do have him all charged up, and we got Professor X, who did a lot of work on the line. He's got 4 charges. We're going to apply the White Magneto pre-fight to get the passive stuns. And now Apocalypse for this fight, he works really, really well. Definitely want to have him all charged up. You can see I have 5 prowess, not the standard 4 with the 4 persistent charges. And that is because I do have that synergy with Captain America. And I believe I had Wolverine on the team for this one. So I got an extra prowess. Now she will evade. But when she does evade, I will get those evade charges, and that will help reduce the chance going forward. But most likely, you're probably not gonna have to deal with, getting her up to, full 100% evade bypass chance or anything like that. This is a rank 5 Apocalypse, so it felt like it went pretty quick. I just tried to apply heavies towards the end of those debuffs before they fell off, and then trying to build up to a special 2. And yeah, so there the evade failed, but not there. So now I have a 30% chance for those evades to fail. We do a heavy into a special 2. We got all 4 of the debuffs on, plus that 1 bleed. And now she's concussed, so she won't crit fail as much, and it will help prevent those evades, but not there. 40% chance to have them fail. Then we're just going to keep refreshing those debuffs with heavies. Do kind of have to be careful because you can get evaded. It's better to let that evade buff fall off. So there, now she's at 50% chance to miss the evade. We refresh with the heavy, and she's almost gone. Trying to bait out a special 2. She's not having it. I probably should just went in right there with the special 1, but she did have the evade up. But we finish her off, and very little health loss. So Apocalypse is a tank, absolute animal, fully charged up with those specials and those debuffs on. Yeah, does a lot of good work there. And then last up, we're going to use another mutant. So I went pretty much all mutant except Guardian on this quest. I thought about using my Mysterio, but yeah, I just didn't bring him in. I was having fun with all the mutants and the synergies that they have. We do have Apocalypse to apply the Horseman to Professor X, and I didn't use Professor X in the lane, so he doesn't have any charges, but charges really don't. I'm trying to think of what synergies help him at all if he's charged up. Most of it's for his synergy partners, but we're just gonna do parry heavies and make sure we hit while under the stun. Try to charge the heavy as much as possible to build up those channeling charges so that we can get that vigilance, true strike passive, so we can bypass all evades. And we're just gonna light off a bunch of big specials, and I think we just launch off a special 3 and a special 2, and I think she dies from that. Pretty impressive. And Professor X, he has very high block proficiency. You can see she's trying to evade, it ain't happening, which is pretty awesome. And so I'm gonna wait out, and then I think I'm gonna try to get an intercept. There we go, we got one. Charge. I should have just charged into the special 3, but I hit her so that I could get full damage as well. And this is going pretty good, getting a pretty meaty chunk of damage off. Let's see how much it went for. Is that 80,000? Yeah, that was an 80,000 damage L3. Pretty dang awesome. And yeah, damage is good. Got those prowess, and then we're gonna finish her off here with an L2, excuse me. Lots of energy damage. I need to get up to 25 of those charges so that she doesn't evade. Can't get those, I'm not getting those parries in, but there we go, we get it. Heavy into the special 2, lights out. So that's all we got for today. Hopefully these helped. Let me know who you guys used, who worked well. And yeah, thanks for watching, fellas, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.